Hi, this is Jim DiGiovanni with the CW Television Network offices in Burbank. Today we're going to do a tutorial to show you how to download and modify the fall sponsorable night IDs in After Effects. So here I am, I'm logged into the CW TV link, and what I'm going to do is just go under Marketing on the top menu and then Local Promotions, Sponsorable Promos. And here you see a list of all the different project files. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now it just says the After Effects project, it's the complete zip file here. This icon is just an After Effects icon, and there's also a demo here that you can download and view. But I'm just going to start with the one for Monday and download it. And once it is downloaded, we're going to open it up, unzip the file, and open it in After Effects. If you are running After Effects Creative Cloud or After Effects CS6, this will open fine. Anything earlier than CS6 and you will not be able to open these files, but this will work in either a PC or a Mac. Okay, so I have my project unpacked here on the desktop, and I'm just going to launch After Effects. And this is running in CS6. So if you have Creative Cloud, that's great, but this will run just fine in After Effects CS6. Alright, now something that you may run into when you're unpacking this job is I'm going to go File, Open Project, and I'm going to click here, and it may not be able to find the footage. See, we're seeing a little error there that says 6 files are missing since the last time you saved this project. It just, After Effects doesn't know where the directory path for these files are. So I'm going to show you how to just relink the files here. Hit OK, and you'll see what happens in After Effects. If it does not find the file, you just get these color bars here, and you'll also see them here. Now, one thing I always do if I'm looking for missing footage is I'll go up into this top little banner here and I'll type missing, and it'll bring up everything that's missing. And I'm just going to double click here. Let's see, night ID, and I just need to find this file. Now I happen to know that this is on my desktop in this folder, in this footage folder, and this is where you should find it. So footage, elements, pre-render, night ID, and this is originals, Jane the Virgin, no time or day. And this should link back everything as soon as I hit OK. Okay, and it says 5 previously missing files have been found. So I'm going to hit OK, and now everything is looking the way it's supposed to be here. Okay, so now that we have the file open here and we have all our video and assets are linked back up, we're just going to kind of scrub through this. This is for the originals and Jane the Virgin. But this process works for all the nights of the week. All the project files are set up exactly the same. So I'm going to close out this thing where it says missing so we can see the full project. And then you'll see 01 edit comps, 02 render comps. That's the one I'm going to open up. And I'm going to double click, and you're going to see that this is the Night ID project here. And it's a very simple project as far as the setup goes. We just have 5 elements plus the audio. And if I just solo each element, you can solo your elements by just pressing the solo button here. So we're going to look at the background element. And you'll see that the background elements here have the text built in already, and it has the logo transitions. These are all built together, okay? So we have our icons, we have our text telling us the name of the shows. This is all pre-built into the file, so you don't need to change any of that. If I solo the next layer, you'll see that this is what we're going to change, Monday 7 or 8 p.m. You can change the day and time here. This is your sponsorable night ID clean background. Okay, that's just the background there. And then we have our station logo and the actual sponsor themselves. And I'll show you how to change out each one of these things. So first of all, let's just say that we are not in the central time zone the way this is set up. We're set up in Eastern Pacific time zone. So I want to modify 7p and 8p to read 8p and 9p. So I'm going to just double click where it says change day and time, and it opens up this pre-comp here called change day and time, and you'll see it's just 3 layers, 7p, 8p, and day. In this case it's Monday. And the font that we're using here, and this is our font that you should be using, is Gibson Italic. I'm just going to zoom in here and select my type tool here up in the top. Select 7p, change it to 8p, go down to the next one, select AP, change it to 9p, hit save, close the day and time change, and now you see that it's changed here in the main comp, which is exactly what we want. Okay, back to this comp here. You see we've changed the time now from 7p and 8p to 8p and 9p. The other thing to remember is that this font is Gibson Italic. It's not Gibson Light Italic. It's Gibson Italic. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to change our actual sponsor's logo. So here in the very top, you'll see if I scrub through at the very end where the sponsor is, if I solo it, you'll see that the JCPenney logo is the placeholder logo. What I want to do is I want to double click on that logo. I'm going to go ahead and import this Jeep logo here. And I'm just going to drop it on top here. Now that's obviously too small, so I'm going to scale it up. Now this is a vector file, so scaling it up, I'm not going to lose any resolution. I'm just going to continuously rasterize it. I'm going to turn off that logo, and there I have the Jeep logo in position. I'm going to save it. I'm going to go back to my main comp, and you'll see the Jeep logo there. Now that logo is a little hard to read here, so in this case I'm going to change the color of this to just white. That will be dependent on your sponsor's colors and what is appropriate, but obviously this is too dark, so I'm just going to add a fill here. Effect, Generate, Fill, and I'm going to change this color to white. So now you see that that fades in just the way we want it to, it reveals just the way we want it to, and that looks great. Alright, so the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to go over how to replace the affiliate logo. So now if we take a look here, on layer 2 it says change AFF logo. That's change affiliate logo. I'm going to double click on it. The other way to get to that would be to go under edit comps, change affiliate logo right here. And inside this comp are two more comps, two more pre-comps, and they have the logo build here. So you want to try to use that if you can, because the pre-animation logo build is there. So in the case of the change channel position logo, as opposed to the change, if we're using a city name logo, that means there's no numbers on it, or the channel position logo where we have the channel position. Now in this actual comp, what happens is it just fades on, but it's a good idea to kind of match it up anyway. So change affiliate logo, in this case I'm going to double click on the channel position logo, and if we scrub through that animation, you see that it's just masked out the 28 here. I want to replace this logo here, this Providence logo, and there should be a mask applied here. If I tap this mask and I turn the mask off, and then I turn the CW bug off, you can see that this is channel 28, which is the Providence logo. Now, I am going to replace the Providence logo here with Albany, Georgia. Turn on transparency, drag Albany, Georgia into my comp, and the reason why I turned on transparency is because this is black on my logo, and so I wouldn't be able to see it. If I turn transparency off, it would just disappear. So I've turned on transparency. I'm going to add a fill so that I can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to go Effect, Generate, Fill, and I'm going to change this fill to white because the logo in this case is white. It actually ends up green in the final comp. And I just have to match the position. But what I want to do is I want to match the size and position of the CW because I'm going to mask everything else out except the Albany 44. So I'm going to turn on continuous rasterization so I get a nice clean look. What I can do, Command K, is just give this sort of a grayish background color so that it's a little easier for you to see in the tutorial. Okay. Alright, so there's Albany, Georgia. So I'm going to draw a guide here for the outside of the W and a guide here for the C, and just match this size here. So hit the S key for scale. .160 looks about right. And I'm going to just tap this down into position using my shift and my arrow key. That looks about right. Okay. Now I'm going to turn Providence off, and I'm going to just draw a mask here using my mask tool up here in the top, the rectangular tool. I'm going to draw a mask around the CW part of this logo, actually this part too, because I'm going to mask these two sections off. I'm going to release it. I'm going to go under the mask selection, change it from add to subtract, and now we just have Albany 44, which is what we want. But this is actually a little bit too far outside this safe line here. If I just draw a guide here, you'll see this safe line. I need the 4 to butt up right there. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to turn the CW logo bug back on. See, now we have the total logo here, but it's a little bit off center. So you know what? You want to make sure that you're right on this safe line here that I've drawn. So I'm going to select the CW bug and the Albany, Georgia bug. I'm going to hold down my command key to select them both at the same time and just kind of tap them over. If I hold down the shift key, it moves them over a little bit more. And I want them right on that line right there. So now everything is in position where it needs to be. Now this is a pre-comp. I'm going to close this pre-comp, and in this main comp here, the change AFF logo pre-comp, there we'll see the logo kind of draws on. In the case of these sponsorable IDs, there is no logo drawn, it just fades on like that. You see that? But in other cases, you would want to be able to have that Albany fade on. So what I was going to do is I'm going to hit a T here and opacity. As that reaches full opacity, I'm going to say opacity 100%, and here we'll say opacity 0. So now, there we go. So it draws on the way we want it to. Very good. Save, go back to my main comp, and we'll see that everything's still fading on the way we want it to. Okay, so now we have the Albany logo in here, and I'm just going to hit a pre-render so we can take a look at it. Okay, and you can see what the important thing here is that our logo flushes right so that it meets up with our sponsorship area, and that it is scaling so that we are below this green line. You don't want to be crashing into this green line, so you may need to actually adjust your logo size down a little bit in order to make that work. All right, thank you very much for watching this tutorial. This is Jim DiGiovanni here at the CW Network offices in Burbank. If you have any questions, please you can shoot me an email or give me a call. I'm putting up my information on the screen, and thanks very much for watching.